Some things are better left untouched. In dusty museums, private collections, and ancient tombs lie objects said to bring misfortune, madness, or death to anyone who dares cross their path. These aren't movie props, these are real items with real histories and their curses. They're the stuff of nightmares. 1. The Hope Diamond. Beautiful, deadly, and cursed. It's one of the most stunning gemstones in the world, a 45-carat deep blue diamond worth hundreds of millions. But the Hope Diamond has a bloody trail. Said to have been stolen from a Hindu temple, it was believed to carry a divine curse. Over the centuries, owners of the diamond met gruesome ends: beheadings during the French Revolution, bankruptcies, suicides. Even those who came into brief contact with it often faced ruin. Today it rests quietly in the Smithsonian Museum behind thick glass. But some say even admiring it too long can bring trouble. 2. The Dybbuk box. A wine cabinet from hell. It looks harmless, an old wooden wine cabinet. But the Dybbuk box is said to contain a malicious spirit from Jewish folklore. The story began in the early 2000s, when a man bought it at an estate sale. Almost immediately, he and others began experiencing horrific nightmares, shadow figures, and unexplained illness. It passed from owner to owner, each with chilling stories of bad luck and dread. One seller even left a note, "Do not open." Naturally, someone did. Filmmaker and ghost hunter Zach Bagans now owns it and keeps it sealed in his haunted museum in Las Vegas. Guests who visit it report nausea, fainting, and worse. Don't say we didn't warn you. 3. The Cursed Chair of Thomas Busby. In 1702, Thomas Busby was sentenced to death in North Yorkshire, England, for murdering his father-in-law. His final request: to eat one last meal at his favorite pub. When finished, he reportedly stood, cursed the chair he had sat on, and declared that anyone who sat there would die. The chair remained in the pub for centuries, and strange deaths followed. During World War II, RAF pilots who sat in it reportedly never returned from their missions. In the 1970s, after multiple fatal accidents tied to the chair, the pub donated it to a museum where it now hangs suspended from the wall. No one is allowed to sit in it ever again. 4. The Bassano vase. Death in a silver package. Crafted in Italy in the 15th century, the Bassano vase was supposedly made as a wedding gift for a young bride. But she died the night before her wedding, clutching the vase in her hands. It passed through generations, and everywhere it went, death followed. Every new owner died shortly after receiving it. Desperate families tried burying it, only for it to be rediscovered. At one point, a note was reportedly found with it: "Beware, this vase brings death." Eventually, it was hidden away. Some claim it's now stored in a lead box, deep in a secret location, never to be seen again. 5. The Terracotta Army. The Curse of the First Emperor. When farmers in China stumbled upon a strange clay fragment in 1974, they had no idea they were unearthing one of the greatest archaeological discoveries in history: the Terracotta Army guarding the tomb of China's first emperor, Qin Shi Huang. But soon after, misfortunes began piling up. The farmers lost their land. Some died young. Others suffered accidents or financial ruin. Those involved in the excavation spoke of strange illnesses, missteps, and bad luck. The government denies a curse, but locals whisper otherwise. You don't disturb a god emperor's tomb without consequences. 6. The Crying Boy painting. Fireproof and feared. In the 1980s, British firefighters began noticing a strange pattern. Homes that burned to the ground often had one thing untouched: a painting of a crying boy. These mass-produced artworks, popular in working-class homes, were found eerily intact amid charred ruins. Rumors spread. The painting was cursed, that it caused fires, or that the boy's spirit haunted every canvas. Some people tried burning theirs only for the fire to spread. Eventually, newspapers advised people to get rid of them. Today, the Crying Boy paintings are collectibles for the brave or foolish. 7. The Mirror of Myrtle's Plantation. In Louisiana, one of America's most haunted homes holds a mirror that's more than reflective. It's said to trap souls. According to legend, a slave named Chloe poisoned the plantation owner's family. The custom of the time was to cover mirrors after a death, to prevent spirits from becoming trapped. But one mirror wasn't covered. Since then, Visitors have reported seeing handprints that can't be wiped away, ghostly figures inside the glass, and faces peering back at them, faces that aren't their own. It remains one of the most famous haunted objects in the South. 8. The Koh-i-Noor Diamond, a jewel for kings, a curse for men. This massive diamond has adorned the crowns of emperors and queens from Mughal rulers to the British monarchy. But legend says the Koh-i-Noor brings disaster to any man who possesses it. Throughout history, male rulers who wore it suffered betrayal, assassination, or defeat. The British royal family still owns it, but only queens wear it. Whether superstition or curse, no king has dared tempt fate with it again. 9. Robert the Doll, Key West's creepiest resident. In a museum in Key West, Florida, sits a life-size doll named Robert. Once a child's toy in the early 1900s, he became infamous when strange things started happening. Footsteps at night, objects moving, whispers in the dark. Visitors claim he blinks, changes expressions, even moves. If you take a photo without asking his permission, misfortune follows, so much so that the museum displays apology letters from people begging Robert to lift his curse. Conclusion: these aren't props from horror movies. These are real historical objects tied to some of the darkest, weirdest, and most chilling tales in history.